Om. Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः सीताया पतये नमः सीताया पतये नमः. One moment. Sitaya Pataye Namaha. We are in Ayodhyakand of Adhyatma Ramayana, chapter 8, and Bharat's departure to the forest, meeting with Guha and sage Bhardwaj, and arrival in Chitrakoot. Last week we saw till verse number 8, just recapping that Lord Shiva said to Parvati that one day sage Vashishta, surrounded by other sages and ministers, came to the royal court, which was like a Indra Sabha, divine court of the heavens, and sitting on a seat which was majestic and divine as that of Lord Brahma, the eldest and patriarch amongst the gods, Vashishta summoned Bharat and Shatrughna and made them take their respective seats. A king must always be guided by a sage, a saint, an intellectual, a Brahmin. And what is the caliber of such a person? That he does not live for money. He lives for ideals. Only when the king, only when the prime minister, they have think tanks, they have advisors, but they are all there for money, for making their contacts so that their families can get good jobs. But if traditionally the ministers like Chanakya or sage Vashishta or Vishwamitra, such great masters and many others, every king, Bhartruhari was there, who wrote many compositions after he took to sannyas, and all these because they'll put a very high benchmark of ethics and character. They are committed to the truth, they are committed to harmony in a society, and therefore, and because they don't want anything in return for their services, their advice will always be the best for the king and the kingdom. And here is sage Vashishta, who has now called Bharat. Remember, Bharat's mother Kekai, she concocted the plan and of making Bharat the king, and now Vashishji knows that Bharat is supposed to be the next king. So he said to Bharat, what did he say? He said, Abbravid vachanam desha kalochita mandiram marindamam vatsarajye bhishekshamaha twamadyam pitrushasanat kaikaya yachitam rajyam tvadarthe purusharshabha satyasandho dasharathaha pratignyaya dadau kila. He said to Bharat that according to that particular desha kalo chita marindamama marindamam not mama, mum. And what does it mean? It means, see, truth is what is said in a appropriate space and time. That is the truth. We say the truth is Satchidananda Swarup. Truth is Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarup. It is free, it is consciousness, it is infinite, it is of the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss. If a person loses some near and dear one, at that time you go and tell that the self is like this, there is nobody who has died, you are going to make that grieving person even more frustrated. At that time, that person needs a little bit of support, needs a words of consolation, needs a shoulder to cry on, and then what is appropriate at that time, you speak that. That is the truth. That time, you don't go and give your knowledge to that person. See? So that is the truth. At that, according to space and time. So wherever we find ourselves, so right now where do we find ourselves? We are listening. Where do I find myself? Talking. What I do in meditation or contemplation, that is a different matter. Your story is about Ramchandraji and Bharat. I have to do justice to that. So this sage Vashishta, according to the space and time, he said to Bharatji, "O son, according to the words of your father, we shall anoint you on the throne today." Because Kaikeyi demanded that, father has said, okay. Oh, the best among men, Kaikeyi had asked even from the kinghood for you. The king was a staunch follower of the path of truth. What was that? Pran jai par vachana na jai. I will give my life, but I will not go back from the word that I have given. That was the high standards to which the kings and educated, wise people committed themselves. And he was a Kshatriya, he was a warrior. If he has committed, he has committed. There is no going back on his word. Promise is a promise. And your father was true to his words, so he made a promise and fulfilled it by giving the kingdom to Kaikeyi so that she could give it to you, O Bharat. Abhisheko bhavatvadya munibhir mantrapurvakam tachrutva bharatopyaha mama rajyena kim mune Ramo rajadhirajascha vayam tasyaiva kinkaraha shvaprabhate gamishyamo ramamane tu manjasa. You should have no reservations about it and allow yourself to be anointed on the throne. And there is a whole process, chanting of mantras, the water is brought from all the rivers of the country, Abhishek is done, the anointment is done, and then the crown, Bharat will be made to sit on the throne, then the crown will be placed on his head while all the mantras, auspicious mantras are being chanted at an auspicious hour. And hearing all this, Tat Shrutva Bharata api aha mama rajyena kim mune. He said, "Oh great sage, what have I got to do with the kingdom? It is none of my concern." This one word, one line, mama rajyena kim mune, it shows that he is not interested in the kingdom. Just like Ramchandraji was not interested in the kingdom, one moment he was anointed as the king, next moment he was sent to the forest, and without any complaint, without any reservation, without any sadness, he went away to the forest happily. Same caliber of a person is this Bharat, the younger brother of Ram. He has also got no interest. in the kingdom. Here he said, therefore, Sri Ram is the King of Kings. We are but his humble servants, subordinates. Tomorrow morning we shall proceed to the forest to bring him back. This shows his love for his elder brother. See what joy! A wave of joy must have gone through all the ministers and saints and sages that were congregated in that divine court. When Bharat said, "What have I got to do with the kingdom?" Sri Ram has always been the king. It's a foregone conclusion. Let's go tomorrow and bring him back from the forest. Same thing we have to do in our life also. Bring back Sri Ram, the consciousness, and establish yourself in it. Establish it in your heart and mind. Right now, the world, the desires are established in the mind. We need to establish Sri Ram in our mind and heart. That's where the throne is. It's very, very important to be wise, to mature, to grow, to grow in sadhana and to merge in the divine. The penultimate step is bring the Lord into your heart and mind. They say, what is that? After pratyahar comes dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Dhyan is savikalpa samadhi. Samadhi is of three types. Nirvikalpa is the ultimate. Before that comes Shabdanu with savikalpa samadhi, and before that comes Drishyanu with savikalpa samadhi. Drishya means that which is seen. Who are you seeing? Sri Ram, the one with Janaki Pataye, Syavara Ramachandra ki jai. So see the Lord Ram, blue in hue, pitambar, mala, holding the bow and having a quiver, Sita on her side, Lakshmana there, and Hanumanji sitting at his feet. Initially become focused on that. It is easy to become focused on a form. Then when that has matured, then automatically you will find becoming focused on the sound of Ram, 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 Ram. Initially you need the name and you need the form. And once that matures, then automatically you migrate to only the sound. The second stage, when you migrate to the sound, it is called Shabdanu with Savikalpa Samadhi. Savikalpa means with a thought. What is the thought of? Sound. Before, what was the thought? Sound plus picture plus form. Drishyanu with Savikalpa Samadhi was with form. Shabdanu with Savikalpa Samadhi is with sound, taking the support of the sound. Nirvikalpa Samadhi is no support. Supportless existence, and not going to sleep. Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Bharat is asking everyone, let's go tomorrow and bring Sri Ram from the forest, wherever he is. Where is he? You will have to search him in your mind. The mind is full of, is the forest of all variety. Seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, desiring, past, present, future. All so many different types of thoughts and convictions are there. Out of all of them, that is the forest, you have to search out Sri Ram. You have to select Sri Ram. And remain focused on it. And the beauty is, once we become genuinely interested, focused, and long for Sri Ram, the path automatically gets created to find it out, to find him out. Is he with form, or is he only the sound, or is he the Atma, or is he the Parabrahma Paramatma? All this, everything starts opening up. But we have to make the commitment. Bharatji has made the commitment. See how beautiful? Till here we had done. Aham yuyam matarascha kaikeim rakshasim vina hanishyamya dhunaivaham kaikeim matrugandhinim kintu mam no raghushreshtha strihantaram sahishyate तच्छोभूते गमिष्यामि पादचारेण दण्डकान् शत्रुघ्नसहितस्तूर्णं यूयमायातवानवा रामो यथा वने यातः तथाहं वल्कलाम्बरः फलमूलाकृताहार शत्रुघ्नसहितो मुने भूमिशायी जटाधारी Yavad Ramo Nivartate. See, his love for Ram is making him do all this. He says, all of you sages, ministers, seers, and well-wishers, and all mothers, except, he says, the Kaikeyi Rakshasim Vina. Other than that Asurik Rakshasi, that demoness Kaikeyi, that is his mother, we shall go to the forest. What can I do? Left to me, I would have killed this lady Kaikeyi, who is called my mother for the namesake only. Hanishyamya dhanuvayaham Kaikeyi matrugandhinim kintu mamno raghushreshtha stri hantaram sahishyate. So he says, but who is called my mother for the namesake only, but the most exalted Sri Ram would never excuse me for slaying a woman. Because the etiquette is that the woman, the mother, on top of that mother has to be respected. Respected does not mean that you are hand in hand with all the wrong desires of that woman, of your mother, unreasonable desires. You have to put the foot down where it has to be put down. So why he is saying that, Bharatji? Because Ramchandraji will not like it. Ramchandraji will not like it. Not because he doesn't like it. He wants to kill his mother. But Ramchandraji does not approve of it, therefore I cannot do that. Therefore, at the crack of dawn tomorrow morning, Tachvo bhute aham gamishyami padacharena dandakan, and I'll go to the Dandakaranya forest tomorrow morning on foot. Whether you come along tomorrow, whether you come along or not, I shall go with Shatrughna to that forest, and Ramo yatha vane yataha tathaham valkalambaraha. And O sage, just as Sri Ram had gone, and unless and until he returns, I also will go with Shatrughna, and I will wear the hermit clothes like Sri Ram, and sleep on the ground, and eat the fruits and tubers from what is available in the forest, just like Sri Ram. I will have my matted hair, etc., etc. And this he tells to the sage Vashishta. Falamula kritahara Shatrughna sahito mune. Falamula kritahara. I will eat only falamul, the roots and tubers and fruits. Bhumi shayi. I will sleep on the ground. Jatadhari. I will make put on matted hairs. Yavad Ramo nivartate. Just as Ramchandraji did, I will also imitate him, because he is living in such dire conditions with wearing these bark clothes and all that, I will also live like that. It's not that he is copying him. It is he is showing his love, his surrender, his commitment to Sri Ram. See? And he says, please do not debate the matter any further. It is my final resolve. I have made the decision and I am not going back from it. इति निश्चित्य भरतः तूष्णीमेवावतस्थिवान् साधु साध्विति तं सर्वे प्रशंसंसुमुदान्विताः ततः प्रभाते भरतं गच्छन्तं सर्वसैनिकाः अनुजग्मुः सुमन्त्रेण नोदिता साश्वकुञ्जराः. Making this firm determination, iti nischitya bharatah, Bharatji made this determination and became quiet. All the assembled people praised him, saying, Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu sadvititam sarve. All of them, sadhu, sadhu, jaise parliament mein when they say, yeah, yeah, yes, yes. So sadhu, sadhu. And it was an appreciation by all the elders and well-wishers in the court. And there, after, when Bharat made his departure the next morning at the instance of Sumantra, the head minister, the prime minister, all the soldiers along with elephants and horses also accompanied him. The entire army went with him. And this will have its repercussion. This will have its repercussion. कौसल्याद्या राजदारा वसिष्ठ प्रमुखा द्विजाः छादयन्तो भुवं सर्वे पृष्ठतः पार्श्वतोऽग्रतः शृङ्गवेर्पुरं गत्वा गङ्गाकूले समन्ततः उवास महती सेना शत्रुघ्न परिचोदिता. Kaushalya and other queens, sage Vashishta and other sages covered the ground around him, meaning they followed right behind Bharatji, in the front, in the rear, sideway, everywhere. They surrounded him according to their standing in the society. They arrived at Shringaverpur, and the huge army accompanying Bharat pitched camp at the instance of Shatrughna on the banks of river Gangaji. See, this is where Ramchandraji also stopped the first night, because Shringaverpur is the village where Guha, the boatman, was living, and he was also in the same he was also the student, while all the four brothers were student with sage Vashishta. So he when he saw, I don't know how they are showing here, let's read. Agatam bharatam shrutva guha shankita manasaha mahatya senaya sardham agato bharatah kila papam kartum navayati ramasya viditatmanaha gatva tad dhrudayam gneyam yadi shuddhastarishyati. When Guha the boatman heard of the arrival of Bharat with a large army, Shankita Manasa, Guha Shankita Manasa, he started suspecting dal mein kuch kala hai. There's something wrong here. And he started wondering why Bharat is not going all by himself. Why is he taking the whole army? Does he want to show his strength that now he is the king and he can vanquish Sri Ram? And in this type of thinking started going through his mind. I hope Guha, he started thinking, I hope Bharatji is not going with some ill intentions and thinking in this manner. Papam kartum navayati, wrong intention. Ramasya viditatmanaha. Gatva tad hrudayam gneyam, and then yadi shuddha tarishyati. So he goes to Bharatji to find out, because he is also prince. So he also knows the art of diplomacy and everything. So he goes to Bharatji to find out what his true intentions are. Why is he taking the whole army to see Sri Ram? Is there is there some other purpose with which he's going? And then he thinks that if his intentions are okay, then he shall be allowed to cross to the other side. Otherwise, I'll destroy all the boats before they can cross over to the other side. Ganga no chet samakrushya navatishtantu sayudhaha ज्ञातयो मे समायत्ताः पश्यन्तः सर्वतो दिशम् इति सर्वान् समादिश्य गुहो भरतमागतः उपायनानि संगृह्य विविधानि बहून्यपि प्रययौ ज्ञातिभिः सार्धं बहुभिर्विविधायुधैः निवेद्योपायनान्यग्रे भरतस्य समन्ततः दृष्ट्वा भरतमासीनं सानुजं सह मन्त्रिभिः चीराम्बरं घनश्यामं जटामुकुटधारिणम्. Otherwise, I will see to it that he never crosses the river, because he is the man of the water, he is the boatsman. The whole army will need the boats to cross the river, and he has his own army. Yes, it was under the control of the kingdom of Ayodhya. But if Bharatji is going to act against Ram, who is very dear to Guha also, he has made a decision that I will stop him at all costs. If it means that we have to fight till the last man standing, if it means we have to burn down all the boats, so be it. And never crosses the river. My clansmen should arm themselves with their weapons and become alert. They must pull the boats off from the bank and station them in the middle of the river. Having issued these instructions to his people, Guha collected various types of gift offerings, and accompanied by many fully armed clansmen, kith and kin, relatives and compatriots, he came to meet Bharata. There he kept all the gifts before Bharata, and looking at him, he saw that the dark complexioned Bharat was attired just like Sri Ram. He was attired in the bark clothes, he had matted hair, he was eating only fruits and tubers, and is sitting with his younger brother and ministers. He was surprised with this with this presence of Bharat, that he is also made himself like Sri Ram when he left for the forest. राममेवानुशोचन्तं राम रामेति वादिनं ननाम शिरसा भूमौ गुहोऽहमिति चाब्रवीत् शीघ्रमुत्थाप्य भरतः गाढमालिङ्ग्य सादरं पृष्ट्वानाम् अयमव्यग्रः सखायम् इदमब्रवीत् भ्रातस्त्वं राघवेणात्र समेत समवस्थितः रामेणालिङ्गितः सार्द्र नयनेनामलात्मना. He, Bharat, was remembering Sri Ram and repeating the name Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Ram Rameti Vadinam, Iti Rameti Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranama Tattulyam, Ramanama Varanane. It is the most Pavak mantra. It is the most liberating name, Ram. It means the one who revels within. And Bharatji, He is only single pointedly thinking, having only thoughts of Ram. His mind is thinking of Ram, his lips are chanting the name of Ram, and his body is moving towards Ram. In other words, we must do the same. We must move towards divinity while we are still alive. It's not worth doing anything else, pursuing anything else in life. It's not worth it. Seeing this, so Guha came with the suspicion why he has brought all this army. So he has made the contingency plan, armed all his soldiers, put the boats in the middle of the river where the army cannot access the boats. But when he saw this view of that Bharatji is chanting the name of the Ram, immediately he came and paid his obeisance, respects, by bowing down in front of him and said, I am Guha. Bharatji knows who he is. Bharat lifted him immediately and embraced him firmly and happily, and asked about his welfare. Then he said to Guha as if he was his friend. He was his friend. It's not as if he was his friend. He was his friend because he studied with them. Oh, brother, you had spent some time with Sri Ram here, and the pure-hearted Sri Ram had embraced you with tearful eyes, with great affection. So he also hugged Guha. Whatever, where Ram slept on the ground, Bharatji wants to sleep. If Ramchandraji embraced Guha, Bharatji also wants to embrace Guha. He wants to walk the footsteps of Sri Ram. This is what it is. We want to walk the footsteps of our desire for the world. If we make a commitment to desire Sri Ram, then automatically our path will change. In fact, the path will be revealed to us. Right people will come, right person will come, right circumstances will happen, the nature will support you, because your goal is not something which is ephemeral. Your goal is not something which is temporary. You have selected a goal which is infinite in nature. And when your goal is the infinite, the entire universe, which is surviving because of that infinite, which is expressing, which is born, existing, and goes back to that infinite, that entire nature, that entire power of the universe has to support you. But that support is directly proportional to your commitment to that infinite. Directly proportional. But you make a commitment, the nature will reorganize itself. धन्योऽसि कृतकृत्योऽसि यत्त्वया परिभाषितः रामो राजीवपत्राक्षो लक्ष्मणेन च सीतया यत्र रामस्त्वया दृष्टः तत्र मां नय सुव्रत सीतया सहितो यत्र सुप्तस्तद्दर्शयस्व मे त्वं रामस्य प्रियतमो भक्तिमानसि भाग्यवान् इति संस्मृत्य रामं साश्रुविलोचनः. You have talked with the lotus-eyed Sri Ram along with Sita and Lakshman. Bharatji, on one hand, he is feeling he is ashamed of the circumstances that he finds himself in, and now with this love for Sri Ram, which is always there in his heart, but it is even more so now. This is viraha. Viraha is the pain of separation from his beloved. Who he loves most? His elder brother Sri Ram, who is the personification of perfection. Personification of perfection. He is married, but that's a different relationship. You can be in the world, but what are you committed to? To the perfection within yourself. Don't demand it from other people. You raise your bar of perfection. Every day, every moment. And that bar can be raised only when our commitment is to the perfection. We'll fall, again get up, start walking that path. So he says that you have seen Ram, Lakshman and Sita, you embrace Sri Ram, you are really privileged, because this pain of that Bharatji is going through, because of him, Ramchandraji is walking barefoot in the forest, of that dense forest, along with Sita and Lakshman, who are also bare feet. He is feeling the pain. And every person that Ramchandraji has come across along the way, he is looking up to them. How is Sri Ram? How was Mother Sita? How was Lakshman? Were they fine or not? You are the most privileged and fortunate. Your life is successful or fruitful. He feels his life has become a life of misfortunes. Why? Because Ramchandraji has left the kingdom. Why Guha is fortunate, privileged, blessed? Because Ramchandraji, Sitaji and Lakshmanji stayed with him. He had the opportunity to serve them. He had the opportunity to wash the feet of Sri Ram. He had the opportunity to take Ram, Lakshman and Sita in his boat across the river. He had the opportunity to extract a promise that on their way back they will come and visit him. See? Because Bharatji sees Ramchandraji as the Lord, the God himself. He is the perfect person. Take me to the spot where you had first seen Sri Ram. Show me the place where he had slept along with Sita. You are Sri Ram's most beloved friend and a privileged, fortunate devotee. In this way, Bharat's eyes were filled with tears of devotion, dedication, love and affection by repeatedly and fondly remembering Sri Ram. See, we go to Alandi. We go to so many places where great sages have taken samadhi. In Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma, the body of a person is cremated, but for a realized master, the body is not cremated, body is buried. And that becomes a place of pilgrimage for the people to come, because that saint or sage, not sage, saint, who is buried there, who has not been cremated, he is sitting down there. Even though we see that the life has left the body. But who is the saint? Who has become one with everything, manifest and unmanifest. So there is a different quality a vibration which is going on there, that you have to go and experience. You go to Alandi, you go to Gondavlekar Maharaj, you go to Ramakrishna Paramahan's place, you go to Ramdas Swami, you go to Akkalkot. So many places are there. And every time we go to India, we go to some places or the other. There's a different vibration. You enter into that place, you feel a big shift has taken place in your mind. Why? Because of that energy, because of that vibration, that divine vibration. And Bharat's eyes were filled with tears of devotion, dedication, love and affection by repeatedly and fondly remembering Sri Ram, that my brother slept on this ground, my brother walked on this dirt path, my brother along with his mother's wife Sita slept on this haystack. My brother along with Ram and Sita and Lakshman went in this boat. Dhanyosi Krutakrityosi. You are indeed blessed. Dhanyosi Krutakrityosi. You are fortunate. You have achieved whatever is there to be achieved, you have achieved by serving Sri Ram and Sita. See the devotion that he has for Sri Ram. And remembering again and again, his eyes filled with tears, and the love kept sprouting in his heart for his brother. गुहेन सहितस्तत्र यत्र रामः स्थितो निशि ययौ ददर्श शयनः शयन स्थलं कुशसमास्तृतं सीताभरणसंलग्न स्वर्णबिन्दुभिरर्चितं दुःखसन्तप्तहृदयो भरतपर्यदेवयत. In this way, being greatly perturbed and agitated due to the anguish of separation from Sri Ram, he went to the spot with Guha where Sri Ram had stayed during the night. There he saw the place where Sri Ram had slept on the ground with the grass still spread over it. So where Ram and Sita slept on that haystack, there was a dent according to the body contours. He saw that, and a new wave of emotion took over him. Here it says, probably Guha had maintained that place in original shape as a memento or as a token of remembrance in honor of his exalted guest. It was adorned by gold particles falling off from the ornaments worn by Sita. Seeing it, Bharat's heart became overwhelmed with sorrow and remorse. He lamented deeply. So Sita ji is also wearing the bark, but she is wearing the auspicious ornaments, the ring, the necklace, something in the hair, the bangles, which when she goes to Bhardwaj ashram, she gives it to the rishi. Ahoti sukumariya Sita janaka nandini prasade ratna paryanke कोमलास्तरणे शुभे रामेण सहिता शेतो सा कथं कुशविष्ठरे सीता रामेण सहिता दुःखेन मम दोषतः. Alas, the most delicate and dearest of Janak, Sita used to sleep in the royal palace on a soft mattress, and she is sleeping here on a heap of hay with all her ornaments with Sri Ram. What hardship both of them are going. Did she sleep on this hard makeshift bed of grass blades with Sri Ram? And this is happening to Sri Ram and Sita because of me. I am at fault. I am the one to be blamed. All this misfortune on Ram and Sita has happened because of me. He takes complete blame. On the spiritual path, we must come to a point in our sadhana wherein we don't blame anyone or anything in this world for untoward experiences or misfortunes or whatever. Take full responsibility. Today, just now I was at a satsang with some place, and there, that's why I came late for the class. I had to drive from Mount Waverly. So there, while we were after the satsang, we had a short satsang, puja, satsang, and then question answer. And in that question answer, one person suddenly came after everything was over. I was taking something to eat. So he said, "Swamiji, I want to ask you a question. I get very angry." I said, "What can I do here?" Maybe you are feeling the feeling of incompleteness inside is making you feel angry, that why, even though I know all the answers, then why am I not able to realize myself or surrender myself? And then he gave me an example. My wife today fell 3 times and I became angry with her. Immediate, without a blink of an eye, my thought was to him, "Hey man, you are angry with her because why can't she take care of her herself? What about you? You are also falling 3 times every day." He says, "No, I didn't fall." I said, "You did." I said, he says, "No, I didn't fall." I said, "You did 3 times." He said, "I didn't fall, she fell." I said, "No, you fall every day. You are the Parabrahma Paramatma. You are the constant one, and you fall to become the waker once. You fall to become the dreamer twice, and you fall to become the sleeper thrice. You are falling down 3 times every day." He started crying. 72-year-old man, doctor. He had moist eyes. "Yes, Swamiji, I never thought like this." I said, "I also never. But you put this question and you are getting angry. I'm telling you how to think." He became so quiet, with eyes moist. Suddenly, "Yeah, man, every day I'm falling and I'm getting angry because she's falling." He is getting angry because he cares for her. No doubt. Misplaced anger. If you want to get angry on yourself. Bloody hell, every day I am falling. Waker, dreamer, sleeper, waker, dreamer, sleeper. Why can't I be the witness? Take full responsibility. Don't put where you find yourself in your life by blaming others. This is the first step in spirituality, in seeking the truth. No blame game. Whole universe has come out of you. Whom are you going to blame? You are only to blame. You created the waking world. You created all the circumstances, and you forgot that you did it, and now you are suffering. Correct your position. Come back to original. Same thing in the dream. धिंग भाम जातोस्मि कैकेय्या पापराशि समानतः मन्निमित्तमिदं क्लेशं रामस्य परमात्मनः अहोति सफलं जन्म लक्ष्मणस्य महात्मनः राममेव सदान्वेति वनस्थमपि हृष्टधीः. Shame to me. He is taking full blame on himself. Shame on me. I have taken birth as a treasure house of sins and evils from the womb of Keikayi, my mother. Alas, it is because of me that the Supreme Soul, Sri Ram, he calls Ramasya Paramatmanaha, that Ram is the Supreme Being, the truth, the infinite consciousness. It is because of me that infinite consciousness, which has appeared as the form of Sri Ram, had to suffer so much, had to be thrown out of the kingdom, has to walk bare feet, has to sleep on the ground, has to wear the bark clothes, has to mat his hair, he is eating fruits and tubers. All that because of me. Oh my God, what a sinner I am. Alas, the great soul Lakshman's life is blessed that he happily follows Lord Ram wherever the latter lives in the forest. Lakshman is the soul. What is soul? Atma plus memories is the soul. Can you be the Lakshmana? Yes, you can be Lakshmana. Keep following Sri Ram. Purpose of this soul taking this birth in this body, in this period of time, in this cycle of life is only for one purpose: to find out the origin, to commit to the origin. Lakshmana has committed to Sri Ram. When this life is over, he is going to merge into Sri Ram. Bharat has committed his life to Sri Ram. When this life is over, he is going to merge into Sri Ram, who is the infinite consciousness. Where do we merge into every day? Sleep. And Lakshmana is so lucky that even while Sri Ram is living in the forest, going through these hardships, he has taken a greater vow to serve the Lord, even in the forest, and taken a vow of not sleeping and remaining on guard for the 14 years. Aham Ramasya dasa yetesham dasasya kinkaraha yadishyam safalam janama mama bhuyanna samshayaha bhratar janasi yaditat kathayasva mamakhilam yatra tishtati tatraham gachamyane tu manjasa. My life would be deemed successful if I ever happen to become a humble servant, a follower and a bhakta, devotee of Sri Ram. Dasasya kinkara, he uses the word, let me become the servant, let me become the subordinate or a follower of Sri Ram. Yadisyam safalam janama mama bhuyanna samshayaha. And only then my life will be successful and mama bhuyanna sanshaya, and there is no doubt about it. So is true in our life. If we become committed to the divinity, to the spirit, to the Lord, to the exclusion of everything else, and there is no iota of doubt in your commitment, no iota of doubt. How to get there, you may have doubt, but there is no doubt in you that this life is meant for commitment to the divine. Majority of the seekers have not made that commitment. They come to spirituality because it's feel good. It's a good party topic. You know, I go to satsang every week. These topics become a topic of discussion on a glass of beer. Whom are we fooling? Whom are we fooling? Ourselves only. my life would be deemed successful if I happen to become a, a follower or a servant of Sri Ram. There is no doubt about that in me. Oh brother Guha, now he doesn't call Guha as a friend. Now he has elevated him to a status of brother. He says, oh brother Guha, if you know, please do tell me truthfully where Sri Ram is. Wherever he is, I shall go there forthwith to bring him back and place him on and request him to take the throne back and rule the kingdom. Just like Guha is here, the boatsman who takes Bharatji across the river to where Ramchandraji is and shows him he went that way. Similarly, we must have that faith. We must surround ourselves with people, good people, who are devotees of the Lord. Must go and listen to satsang, where guidance comes, how to walk the path of life, how to negotiate through the traffic of life and reach the destination. Whole life only driving and negotiating the traffic is not the purpose of life. Purpose of life is to reach the destination, and traffic will be there. And only a person like Guha, who himself is committed to Sri Ram, who himself is a devotee of Sri Ram, who himself is surrendered to Sri Ram and Sita, can guide us through the river of life to the other bank where Sri Ramji is. Sri Ram is. गुहस्तं शुद्धहृदयं ज्ञात्वा सस्नेहमब्रवीत् देवत्वमेव धन्योऽसि यस्य ते भक्तिरीदृशी रामे राजीवपत्राक्षे सीतायां लक्ष्मणे तथा चित्रकूटाद्रिनिकटे मन्दाकिन्यविदूरतः मुनीनाम् आश्रमपदे रामस्तिष्ठति सानुजः जानक्या सहितो नन्दात् Sukhamaste kila Prabhu. Observing that Bharat's heart and mind is pure, Guha said affectionately, the moment Bharatji is calling him brother, and Guha has seen the love and emotion and the words reflecting that emotion, that pining for Sri Ram, the suspicion and doubt that was clouding Guha's mind before he came to meet Bharat has vanished. And he has also become open-hearted. Now two devotees are talking to each other. Two lovers of the divine are talking to each other. And therefore, Guhastam Shuddha Hridayam Nyatva, having known the pure heart of Bharata, with lot of love and affection, he spoke to Bharatji. You have such a truly pure devotion for the lotus-eyed Sri Ram. Now he is recognizing the love, surrender, devotion, samarpan to Sri Ram of Bharatji. Only a pure heart can have that. A corrupt, a manipulative, a heart and mind which is desiring something in the world cannot have that pure love for the divine. Cannot have. And Guha has seen the simplicity and the purity of Bharatji. And he says, the devotion for the lotus-eyed Sri Ram, Sita and Lakshman, that it is you who are really blessed and privileged. So now the love and affection which Bharatji was showering Guha with Now reciprocation is happening. The other devotee, the Guha, he is showering the flowery words and the words of praise to Bharatji, because he sees what a great devotee, even though he is a brother. Normally brothers fight for property, for kingdom. Here Bharatji has left the kingdom, dressed himself in the form of Sri Ram, and walking the way Sri Ramji walked to in search of him. And he sees that, and that is reflected in the words of Guha. Guha is the boatsman, and he says, "You are blessed and privileged, O Bharat. Together with the younger brother Lakshman, Sri Ram resides near Mount Chitrakoot, in the vicinity of river Mandakini." This Chitrakoot is in Madhya Pradesh, about 120 kilometers, 160 kilometers from Prayagraj. Maybe 4 hours of journey by car in India. Maybe if they have made the road properly, then it is less. In a place having a number of hermitages of hermits and ascetics, today also Chitrakoot is all along the banks of the Mandakini river. There are only ashrams, and great Mahatmas are there. I have met 2 of them. One's name was Hanuman Baba. Whole day he will be chanting Ram, 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 Ram. Unimaginable powers he had. He never showed it, but people say, those who have experience. And he will meet people only for half an hour in a day. In the evening, from 4 to 4:30, he will meet. And in that meeting, he will not talk, only by sign language. But his mouth is continuously Ram, 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 Ram. Hanuman Baba. There Sri Ram is happily and comfortably put up along with Janki ji, Sita ji, and his younger brother Lakshman. They are staying at in the Chitrakoot on the banks of the river Mandakini. Tatra gacchamahe shighram gangam tartumiharhasi ityuktva tvaritam gatva nava panchashataniha samanyat sasainyasya tartum gangam mahanadim स्वयमेवा निनायैकां राजनावं गुहस्तदा आरोप्य भरतं तत्र शत्रुघ्नं राममातरं वसिष्ठं च तथान्यत्र कैकेयीं चान्यथो योषितः. Come, let's go there hastily. First of all, you cross the river Ganges here. Saying this, he quickly summoned 500 boats, Panchashatani Cha. So all the boats, he had asked his people to take it in the middle of the river so that the army could not access it. Now he calls all of them back. Come on, quickly. We need to transport them tutsui, straight away. Over the great river, and brought a special larger boat which was used for Sri Ram himself. In that boat he took Bharat, Shatrughna, Sri Ram's mother Kaushalya, and the sage Vashishta, and in another boat he put Kaikeyi and the other royal women folk. And see, once the eagerness is recognized by one devotee in another, the devotee goes all out to help the other devotee. They don't feel the competition. They doesn't feel the competition. When a teacher is teaching and the students are eager to listen, eager to imbibe, and committed to the divine, which reflects in their eyes, which reflects in their demeanor, it reflects in their speech. The teacher also becomes more eager to pour everything so that that person succeeds in his journey. See? But that eagerness cannot be inculcated by the teacher. He can only inspire. The student has to come to that point. See? Despite Bharat's special injunction barring Kaikai from coming with this party, she did come along, as is evident in this verse, number 40, perhaps out of guilt and shame or fear of being murdered while being left alone in Ayodhya, or to ensure that Sri Ram does not come back at the last moment. In all probability, if Sri Ram had concurred with Bharat's demand, there was a possibility of Kaikai throwing a sparkling firework display of her tantrums in the forest itself. But as it happened, Sri Ram refused to come back to Ayodhya. This resulted in her being completely unhinged and deflated and asking her for forgiveness instead. When this whole party go there, Ramchandraji first goes and touches the feet of Mother Kaikai. He doesn't go to his own mother. He gives her the same respect as the other two mothers. Bharatji is keeping his own mother, because of her heinous act, at a one-arm distance. He is calling her demoness. But Ramchandraji, the most compassionate one, the most perfect one, he doesn't keep her away. He gives her his presence itself transforms Kaikai. Why did it not do at that time? Because that time her mind and heart were riding with desire. Now she has had time to reflect, ruminate over it. When she saw that she's going to lose the son, she's going to lose the kingdom, and Ramchandraji always was loved more by Kaikai. So now patch up. Tirtva Gangam Yayau Shighram Bharadvajashramam Prati Dure Sthapya Mahasainyam Bharata Sanujo Yayau Ashrame Munimasinam Jwalantam Eva Pavakam Drishtva Nanama Bharataha Sashtangamati Bhaktitaha. They readily crossed the river. Tirtva Ganga Yayau Shigram. Shigram is quickly. Bharadvaja Ashram Prati. And they went towards the ashram, monastery of sage Bharadvaj. There, leaving behind his huge army, a little behind, Bharat along with his brother Shatrughna went to the hermitage, because army should not become a burden on the meager amenities of the ashram. Ashrams are minimalist in their functioning. Minimum food, minimum furniture, minimum sheets, minimum beds, minimum everything. And such a huge army, where will the Bharadwaj, the sage Bharadwaj, he will feel perplexed. Where do I accommodate all these people? My ashram is such a small place. So only Bharat, Shatrughna, sage Vashishta, and probably the mother, they went to sage Bharadwaj, who was as splendorous as a burning fire, meaning a sage has to be shining. The tejas has to be there, because they are ever reveling in the divine. They are not reveling in the world. They are reveling continuously. Their thoughts are on the divine. That's why they are sages. We are individuals. And what type of individuals? Who are continuously ruminating on what to eat in the next meal. ticking off our bucket list. What to do next? What to do next? What to do next? Ashrame Munimasinam Jwalantam Pavakam, who was burning, who means his countenance was radiant with full of tejas and full of vibrant energy emanating from him. Sitting there, Bharat went and prostrated at his feet with respect and devotion. Nyatva Dasharathim Pritya Pujaya Masa Maunirat Papracha Kushalam Drishtva Jatavalkaladharinam Rajam Prashasatastedya Kimetadvalkaladikam Agatosi Kimartham Tvam Vipinam Munisevitam. When the great exalted sage came to know that he is Dasharath's son Bharat, because he has never met him, Bharat, he affectionately worshipped and showed due respect to the latter. Why? Because now, the moment he came to know it is Bharat, sage Bharadwaj knows Ram, Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna, these four brothers are the manifestation of the divine, and out of these four, Sri Ram is the perfected one. All of them are the same. One divided into four, just like one light is divided into the rainbow colors. Similarly, one divine has come as the four brothers, but out of these four brothers, the perfect one is the Sri Ram in all manners. Then he saw, he gave him also respect because he knew that, seeing that he was wearing the clothes made of bark trees and matted hair, the sage asked about his welfare and then specifically inquired, why have you dressed yourself in clothes made of bark and birch while reigning as a king, and why have you come to the forest which is known for penances and austerities and which is inhabited by the hermits and ascetics? So it's like a reprimand. You have been anointed as the king. Your mother asked for the kingdom for you. Then instead of doing the job of a king, why are you dressed in ascetic clothes? Why are you walking bare feet? Why are you having matted hairs? And why have you come to the forest? And this forest is meant for the ascetics, the sadhakas, the seekers who have left the worldly life and come to live in isolation with no distractions. Why have you come here, O Bharat? Here it says, compare this with Canto 6, wherein Bhardwaj tells Sri Ram that he knows why he has come to the forest. He knows why Sri Ram has come to the forest. He also knows why Bharat has come. But just to make him feel, just to ask him, to show him, to check out. It seems incredulous to think that the exalted sage did not know why Bharat has come. It appears that he just wished to find out what Bharat had in his mind, just as Guha had earlier done in the verse. He is testing the integrity of Sri Bharat, and Bharat's reply is in the following verse. Just like Guha, the boatman, he had doubt and suspicion about the intention of Sri Bharat. Similarly, Bhardwaj Muni also, even though he knows everything, because he knows everything doesn't mean that that he can't question. We must find out. We know what is the destination, but we know we have to get to Walsley Avenue. We know we have to get to the temple. But we keep checking again and again where the GPS is taking us. Why are you checking again when you know where the destination is? Doubt. Is there traffic or not? Is there any accident or not? Is there any blockage? Route has been redirected or not? Doubt. Destination is clear in your head. The sage maybe sages normally don't have a problem, but here let's give them here it is said in this manner that just to check out, just to listen from the mouth of Bharatji, listen to it from the horse's mouth, what his intentions are. So he is testing his integrity. We'll see what what is the answer of our Bharatji in our next class. Interesting. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om. Tomorrow morning class is on. Okay.